Our next game up is number 6, Miami versus unranked Louisville at 12 p.m. The ESPN FPI has Miami at 55% and the spread having Miami -4. This is going to be a really tough one. I mean, Louisville, yes, they're unranked, but they're still a good team, having some really disappointing losses against Notre Dame and SMU. But, this past game really showing, we're still here. Miami, on the other hand, this is why it's a really good game. Miami, on the other hand, having 2 games, arguably 3, where they really should have lost. Now, the California game, let's go over it real quick.
Okay.
They were down by over 20 points and came back and won it in the second half.
Mm-hmm.
Is that on Cal or is it on Miami? We don't know. Cam Ward at quarterback is still impressive. He's really doing good at quarterback. He's really causing that offense to be 10 times better than what they used to be with Van Dyke. But, it's just worrisome. That defense can't even hold up against the lackluster offenses. And the offense, I think they're starting to get figured out. Meanwhile, Louisville, they're just that wild card. They've been a wild card for a few years now. A really good team, don't get me wrong, but I've always looked at them like a wild card ever since Lamar Jackson. And, with that, at Louisville, it's my pick first. I have to pick, it's going to be one of those games again like this past weekend. I have to pick Louisville to win this game. It just takes so many games where you're getting lucky and you're coming back last second to win that game, or you're getting a lucky call in your favor. Eventually, it's not going to work out, and I think Louisville could be that team. Fingers crossed, Louisville is that team. We need to, bring the Hurricanes back to reality.
So before I make my pick, I want to go back a little bit further too. I want to talk about Cal, but I also want to talk about Virginia Tech.
Oh yeah.
So let's talk about that, right? Whether or not in real life that was actually a touchdown at the end, no matter what, it was called a touchdown on the field.
Mm-hmm.
By rule,
we never talked about
you have to have irrefutable video evidence that says, hey, that guy did not come down with that ball.
Mm-hmm.
In my opinion, that was not there. Overturn means to confirm. I don't believe
evidence.
I don't believe from the angles we had that you could overturn that call. So I did not like what the ACC said for that. They said that they couldn't call it a touchdown because the Miami defender was already out of bounds. So I think that's malarkey. That sounds to me, and I'm not a conspiracy theorist, but that sounds like to me malarkey. So I don't know. And then, so you bring up Cal, right? So with Cal, yes, I think that was on the Cal defense that they let Miami come all the way back. However, that was definitely targeting on the Cal quarterback. 100%. He launched, crown of the helmet, 100% by the book definition targeting. That player's ejected, automatic first down, 15 yards, and it almost puts them in field goal range, and they can run the clock out a little bit more.
Yep.
So I believe that once again, 2 weeks in a row, the ACC made business decisions to keep their undefeated team an undefeated team, or at least give them the best opportunity.
Now, with that Virginia Tech play, because we've never discussed this.
Yes.
With the Virginia Tech play, the reason I thought they overturned it was because when coming down, he did not. He had no hands on the ball. Went on the ground. My thought was his back was out of bounds. He was out. But for them to say the defender was out of bounds, it's kind of questionable. As well as it has to be substantial evidence.
Right.
I never believed that there was substantial evidence for them to overturn the call, especially since the call on the field was a touchdown. So that is a very, very.
It's a very fine line. And honestly, if you want my opinion, I don't think it was a touchdown. He may have come down with it. I mean, really, what we can't tell. And because of that, it should have been a touchdown because it was called touchdown on the field. Miami should be 4-2 right now, not 6-0. With that being said, I'm with you. I think Louisville gets ready for this one, and I think at home they take down Miami. I don't think that they can get bailed out this week. Like I said with another game, I said you got to make this thing too big to rig. I said that with, I can't remember what game I said it with, but I said you got to make this one too big to rig. So Louisville has got to come out, and they've got to make sure they win this one big. They've got to scheme well. Their offense has got to get it together, which I think they have been. Because Virginia even is a better team than they were the last couple of years, and so is SMU. That was a hard-fought game. But, SMU, they proved that they deserve to win that game, and I think that that's exactly what's going to happen with Louisville this week. And Isaac is picking Miami. So there we go, 2-1 on that one.